A British tourist in Spain has been caught flying his drone at an event in Puerto de la Cruz on the island of Tenerife and is now facing a €200,000 fine, $231,000. Now, this is quite relevant to a situation that happened to me a couple of weeks ago, and I want to talk about this with you because, it's quite relevant, and we're going to look at this situation and what happened here from a different perspective. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flyby guys. Good to see you again. Now, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're giving you lots of information based on our experience, because experience is the only way that we're going to learn, not sitting here all the time, but actually out there flying. It's very important. So we're going to talk about this event that happened to me a couple of weeks ago in London, where I was flying and this was a restricted area. And I had permission to fly. I was working for Crowded Space Drones at the time, so we were doing lots of different kind of work, and we were asked to do some footage for a couple of artists at this event, which of course we were doing. And I actually noticed what looked like a bird that was following me or flying around the drone, and then at closer inspection I noticed that it was actually a drone that was flying there. And this drone did not have permission to fly. If you want to look a little bit more into the story, I'll leave a link to the article which has been published on UAS News. Make sure you check out that. It's the best place to get all the drone news from the professional side. But how is this relevant to what happened in Spain? So this guy was flying and he got caught. Obviously didn't have permission to fly, said he did not know what he was doing and did not understand the regulations, which of course is very, very common. This is now becoming an excuse that we're seeing a lot and is now becoming more and more unacceptable. But at this event, which I believe was actually called the Virgin de la Carmen Festival, which goes on, I think, a lot all over Spain. Now, quite a big event where there's a lot of fishing boats and whatnot. And there were 3 drones allowed to fly at this event, 2 from the local police who were doing monitoring out there, and then there was a drone operator who was actually filming the event as well. Now, if we take that person who was filming the event and whatever happens at that event, you only get one chance, okay? So when you're filming the event, you are super focused on what you should be doing. The last thing you want to have is any distractions, whether it be someone coming up to you, coming to talk to you or whatever. But of course, if you have an emergency, then you'll bring the drone down, of course. But if you have another drone flying in that area that should not be flying, this then becomes a problem. And this is exactly what happened to me in London. So there was someone flying next to me when I was trying to get the shot from an artist who actually asked me to fly a specific song. So it's not the best situation. So when I noticed this drone flying, and this was a dual operation we were doing, so there was someone operating the camera, I was flying the drone. So I had the FPV, but at the same time I also had visual line of the drone as well. Now, seeing that drone really started to make me concerned because he was getting, or I assume it was a he, it could also be a she, was getting too close. When they're getting too close, I then start to be concerned about the safety of the drone. So your concentration starts to drift a little bit, but I really started to make sure that this wasn't going to affect. Now, I managed to get the shots that we were asked to do, and the drone did eventually go away. I notified the authorities because this drone did not have permission to fly there at all. So the authorities went out. I don't know if they found the person or not. I really don't know, but it had to be reported anyway. This is becoming a problem because people don't understand. Now, this person who had that drone could have bought that drone that day from a local, electronic store and then just put up a drone without actually knowing, anything about the regulations, because it's so easy to buy a drone. Now, we can have as much regulations as we want. It makes no difference, because if you can just walk in and buy a drone and fly it instantly, So there should be more emphasis, I think, on the education rather than the regulation. Now, we need regulation. I do understand that. Regulation is very, very important, but we have a lack of education when it comes to flying drones. And when it comes to people like this, when it comes to people who are flying, let's say professionally, who are doing this on their daily work, it becomes a real distraction, and it's something that we don't need. Now, we are a community. I understand that. We are a community and we must be together. But we cannot have people like this flying who do not understand where they should and should not fly, because it becomes a risk, not only to them, to us, but also to themselves as well. Listen, I'm not going to rant on about this too much because I think it speaks for itself. But I'll leave links to the articles of the one in Spain, and I will leave a link to the SUAS news about what happened to me in the description below. So make sure you click on them to read a bit more about it. Let me know what you think. Is this an important thing? Is this vital? Have you experienced this? Have you flown somewhere where you shouldn't have flown and got into trouble or whatever? Please give me a little comment below, and like and subscribe to the channel, please, because this has to get out, because again, it's all about the education and the experience that we have that we're going to share so that we can all learn from it. See you on the next video. Fly safe.